they very well could be undefeated in league play now.
Yeah, no kidding. A couple of one-point losses, a three-point loss inside the Atlantic Coast Conference. That is Brown, and this is Jailen Hadley. And straight to the basket. Can't get it to go, and the Hokies get it for the first time. Ben Hammond normally wears number 3. Today, he is wearing number 11, and he'll run the show. That's Bedford. He averages 10. They have 7 players that average 9 points or more. This is Abdallas. Little fadeaway. Hadley will do a little bit of everything. He can score, he can rebound, he can pass. This is Conwell. Brown, his first try back.
And you knew that he was going to come on. We saw this dude warming up, man. He didn't miss anything. And again, welcome back. He's missed 8 games. Louisville fans are happy to have him back.
Boy, you're not lying about not missing anything. You and I were sitting here watching him. I mean, he must have made about 18 out of 20 just standing there from right about that spot. And that'll be a foul on Louisville. Wow, Virginia Tech, or rather Pat Kelsey, feeling like that could have been an offensive foul. Welcome back, Brown.
And here's what I'm going to tell you, man. Players shoot to get hot, shoot to stay hot. Mikel Brown comes in, was like, I'm back. Knocks down that 3, man. Again, what a way to get him and start this game off.
He averages 16 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds a game. The number 2 overall high school point guard in the country, coming out of Orlando, Florida a year ago. Tried the alley-oop to Sananda Fru, and he couldn't get his hands on it. Bedford for 3. Tie up, it'll go to Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech began the year at 6-0. They had wins against Providence, Colorado State. They lost back-to-back games to St. Mary's and VCU under head coach Mike Young, 62-year-old native of Radford, Virginia. But then they ripped off 6 straight wins, 3 in overtime, including that triple overtime thriller against their rival Virginia Cavaliers, and then Heartbreak City. 3-point loss to Wake, 1-point loss to Stanford. They had the 48-foot shot by Boopy Miller in a 1-point loss against SMU. Good box out there by Fru.
And Louisville doing a good job of being able to finish out possessions with that defensive rebound. And you know that they've got multiple guys that can get that ball and then get into their fast break.
Take away by Hammond. 2-on-2, and Hammond will cross underneath and left-handed put it in.
Man, what a play by Hammond. Again, he's going to do a good job of being able to get into the guards of Louisville. Active hands. You saw him come up with that steal, and then finishes up with that steal at the break.
Conwell off the mark. They have 3 guys that can really shoot it from downtown.
Yeah, Conwell's going to get up about 12 attempts from behind the arc. McNeely is one of those guys. He's open as soon as he walks into the arena.
Sloppy pass there by Hansberry, and Brown Jr. off the mark. Slow start offensively for each team, nearly 3 minutes in, and a 3-2 Louisville lead. This is his game, as you talked about at the beginning. It's good defense.
Brown did a good job of defending without fouling.
Fru up with the right hand and off the glass, does not go. And he'll go to the free throw line. Unable to finish his Hansberry, but he'll shoot a pair.
And you see early Hansberry being ultra aggressive. I like the fact, again, we talked about him in open, that he's a guy that's going to put the ball on the floor, puts a lot of pressure because his ability at that 4 spot to get downhill. He's a physical player, and how he is able to get downhill and draw fouls.
Hansberry on his 3rd school. He came out of high school, was the Maryland High School Player of the Year 3 years ago. Spent 1 year at Illinois and then transferred last season to West Virginia, where he was a starter for the Mountaineers, averaged 10 points and 6 rebounds per game. McNeely and Fru will leave for Virginia Tech. One of two from the line. Woolley is checked in for the Cardinals.
You'll often see that Louisville will put Brown in that post-up position at 6'5". He's got a smaller Hammond at 5'11". Try to take advantage of that mismatch, but Hammond, he's not going to give anything up easy.
Great feed, good head fake, and then a kick out rather than going straight up. And it's an air ball. Very surprised Khalifa did not go ahead and try and score right under the basket.
And here's what I'm going to tell you as a guy that breaks the paint in Brown. I set you up, big fella. You got to go up and put that one up because, again, the next time I penetrate, you want the defense to stay at home so I can give me an easy bucket. That was a missed opportunity right there for Louisville.
3-3 game, nearly 4 minutes into this one. Smaller crowd today because of the threat of severe snow, much like a lot of the country today. Woolley got bumped, and he'll go to the free throw line to shoot a couple. So Mikel Brown, they've been waiting, going all the way back to when he was injured against Memphis in the middle of December, wondering when he would be back. Well, welcome back. Both of these coaches have been honored as Atlantic Coast Conference Coaches of the Year. Neither one of these schools has won an NCAA tournament game in quite some time. For Virginia Tech 2019, Pat Kelsey had to basically rebuild, and you made the comment. This is a great brand in college basketball. When Louisville is good, it's good for the sport, and they're good again. And
since he's been here, he has reinvigorated this program because, again, for this Louisville Cardinal fan base, it's almost like a professional team here. It is great because you can see it. And even a day where the weather is not expected to be its best, this is a really good crowd because they show up to support this Louisville Cardinal team.
Yes, they do. Woolley for the second try, and he gets a favorable bounce, and that will put the Cardinals back in front by one. Woolley starting to really play well. Getting more and more playing time with Brown out. He's been in double figures 6 of the last 9 games. Shot clock at 10. Hammond will let it fly. Bang for 3 by Ben Hammond.
And nice shot by Hammond. Realized they had nowhere to go. Louisville cut off that first off on that post up to Hansberry. One of the things that they've got to knock down some threes if they're going to get this victory today.
Virginia Tech basketball.
And scrappy defense by Virginia Tech. Again, you understand coming into this game, Louisville leads the conference and made threes. They understand that they've got to blow up and force them off the drive. And you see great defense, a hustle play. That's going to be one of these things today because Bedford is with his length and athleticism can do a good job of pressuring the three-point shoots from Louisville.
For a guy 6'9", Abdallas handles the ball a lot, and he can shoot. They go the lob underneath. Great body control, but unable to finish was Lowell.
And good defense by Fru was able to challenge Lowell and not allow him to get that in and lock up with the defense and rebound.
That's way downtown from McNeely. I was getting ready to say I thought he was going to try it again. Former Virginia Cavalier the last 3 seasons, was an excellent player at UVA, and he knocks it down.
And Bedford did a good job that first time of staying with McNeely, but you know this is a guy that's got the neon light. He's going to continue to put it up. Doesn't need much time to get that one off. Again, missed the first one. He knocks to go get 2 for $1.
Kick out, Lowell for three. That's not his game.
It's not. And good job by Louisville big guys down there to sit down and smother Hansberry.
How about that little hesitation by Kobe Rogers?
Rogers with a nice little hezzy to be able to freeze a defender to get that shot up. Watch Rogers right there. A little bit of a hezzy with the blow by. Gets there just in enough time to get that on the glass. You know, again, you know that this Louisville team is going to want to play with pace, starting to amp it up a little bit.
McNeely thought he was coming out. He went over to the bench area and was told by Pat Kelsey, no, you're still in. Rogers leaves.
He was like, man, you come in there. You just hit your last three, bro. I need you to stay on the floor. Nah, I got time for you.
Louisville up 3. 6.5 minutes into this opening half from the Young Center in downtown Louisville. And there's a Cardinal takeaway. 2-on-1. Woolley to the rack. Rejected by Abdallas. And a takeaway by Bedford. 2-on-2 going the other way. And Bedford going to pull it out. Nice little head fake there, but couldn't get the floater to go.
But here's the thing, that even though Virginia Tech is not getting them to go, I like the fact that they were able to put a lot of pressure on that basket and get to the rim. You see what could have been, what is actually a turnover by Brown, miscommunication.
And if you're Brown, I think you're saying, why wasn't he cutting to the basket to begin with?
I need my big man to cover. But here's the thing is that you see, watch Abdallas. We talked about him go above the rim for that block, and this is what this Virginia Tech team will do. They're going to play hard on defense. They're going to get back in transition. You see that Louisville has not been able to get those traditional threes off. Now for them, they've got to be able to finish around the rim. So far, the bigs from Louisville doing a great job of being able to lock up the paint.
Neither team shooting it well. Louisville just 3 of 11. Virginia Tech 2 of 11. Shot clock at 10. Abdallas. Great defense right there by Fru.
And good defense by Fru, being able to guard without fouling. Stand vertical.
Brown will let it fly. In and out. Not a lot of second chance opportunities for Louisville early on in this one.
Yeah, Virginia Tech is doing a good job of defending and also locking up that possession with the defensive rebound, sending 5 guys to the defensive glass.
Foul underneath, going to go against Fru. Declined on Christian Gerdak, freshman from Charlestown, West Virginia. Not Charleston, Charlestown, West Virginia. Grew up in Germany. So many more foreign-born players all over basketball. Pro game, we know that. But now in the college game, and especially it seems like here in the Atlantic Coast Conference.
Well, here's the thing is that when you look at how global this game is, you know, it's so developed over in Europe because you have so many different players that get a chance to play. And now it's opened it up with this NIL to the fact where you can make it good really fast and ultra competitive, because if you got support where you can put in those funds, it allows you to be able to bring in some top-notch talent.
Great spin move, and then he lost his footing. And I think Hadley saying, no, he slipped. I didn't push him, but the foul is against Javon Hadley. Pat Kelsey wondering the same thing. You're watching CW Courtside Saturday, presented by Allstate. Front the Young Center. We're talking about the international flair for so many teams around the Atlantic Coast Conference. 3 foreign-born players on this Virginia Tech roster.
Oh, and you look at the level of talent that they are able to bring in, and I think that's what it is that you've got certain scouts that are going to go over and they're going to scout the European leagues, and then when you can get guys like that have the skill sets that the Virginia Tech guys, because you look at Abdallas, he's 6'9", has got point guard-like skills, and he's super athletic for that size.
And as if on cue, Coach Oliver.
And here's the thing, I like his ability to be able to finish at the rim. A guy that does good as far as being able to penetrate. Love him. And Mike White, Young, you've got to be happy with his ability to get to the rack.
Yeah, he is really athletic. For a guy that goes 6'9", 215 pounds.
Yep. Virginia Tech has done a good job as far as being able to stifle the offense from Louisville, already forcing them into 5 turnovers. Not something that Pat Kelsey's team traditionally does.
by Gillis. Zaguris comes in off the bench, misses a layup. And again to the basket. Offensive rebound. Looking for a foul was Virginia Tech. It wasn't called. And I mean to tell you, Hansberry is some kind of upset. Nice catch under there by Hadley to lay it in.
And nice pass by Conwell. Like, again, we talk about for Louisville, whoever gets that rebound is able to come up with it. You saw Hadley get ahead. Great pass and finish by Hadley.
Step back three, bang right there by Jailen Bedford.
Bedford did a good job of realizing that Hadley was there playing him for the drive and was able to get a little separation, knock down that three.
They'll tie the game at 11. Well, both of these rosters have virtually been completely overhauled from a year ago. Whistle away from the ball. And that is going to be on Zaguris.
And see, Zaguris, he has to stay still on that screen. That last time got caught moving. Woolley was coming over, got wide open. Virginia Tech has done a great job of being able to chase the three-point shooters off of the three-point line. Understand it again, they're going to have a lot of their offense from that three and trying to play with pace.
Hammond to the basket, couldn't get the left hand to go, and here comes Louisville the other way. Brown to the basket and will lay it in.
And that last time Brown Jr. was able to freeze Abdallas. Again, we talked about with the pace. Get the ball up. Brown is at 6'5", athletic, and get to the cup and finish.
Louisville 13, Virginia Tech 11. Just past the midway point of this opening half. From the Yum Center in downtown Louisville, Kentucky. Abdallas for three, and I mean didn't even catch iron. And I think they're going to stop. The shot clock should not have reset to 20 because it did not hit the rim. And it did.
He didn't even hit the side of the backboard. I mean, man. Watch this. That was a far to the right there.
Yeah.
Not even the side of the barn.
Wide right. Okay, they're going to put 5 seconds, it looks like, on the shot clock. Virginia Tech will inbound the ball over by the Louisville bench.
We knew coming into this game with Virginia Tech sitting at 4-3 and also Louisville at 3-3, this was going to be a really competitive game. I like the fact that both teams are playing with pace. You see there's a little bit of a war of attrition down in the paint with the big men from both teams. Virginia Tech has got to get a couple of shots to go, but I like the fact they're able to probe that paint and get what they want.
Virginia Tech, even with the timeout on the floor to check it and tell everybody they were resetting the shot clock, did not even know it.
And if you're Hammond, you got to understand, this is a veteran point guard. You got to understand how much time you have. If anything, you get the ball and you put your head down and you try to make a play. That's one of those turnovers that you can ill afford, especially on the road.
Well, Mike Young is just an outstanding coach, you know, for many, many years. 17 of them he was at Wofford before coming to Virginia Tech 7 years ago. Been to a couple of NCAA tournaments, the last coming in the 22 March Madness. Look at Brown. Great ball movement.
And here's the thing, is that the breakdown by Brown was able to create that shot because when he does, he gets down there and then he forces the help. You get the ball out, pass a good shot for a better shot.
So now a 5-point lead for the Cardinals. Way out, and he can shoot. In fact, he's named Shoot.
And Shoot is one of those guys, again, he doesn't need a lot of time, too. Great penetration. You allowed him to be able to get a wide-open shot, knocks that one down.
That's a former Duke Blue Devil, was a top 50 high school recruit in the country. Spent 2 years with Duke, in his second year now with Virginia Tech. Nice move to the basket by the southpaw Conwell.
And Conwell, known for being a three-point shooter, can put the ball down and on the floor. Like the fact that he was going to play through contact, was asking for an and one.
Lead at 4. Shoot again. This time short. And Fru with a rebound, lays it off to Brown Jr. Conwell feeling it, you can just tell. He's hit a couple of baskets here, and he is Louisville's leading scorer at 20 per game.
Tom, I'm going to tell you, man, when you got a dude like Mikel Brown that could go ahead and get you a bucket, he makes it easy for everybody else. Louisville up early by 4. This team to another level, and we talked about his playmaking outside of the scoring as well.
Well, you could tell that the Conwell is feeling it. That one was just off the mark.
That's what we call giving yourself a chance. This is a guy that when Mikel Brown Jr. was out, was covering this team offensively, you see that he comes up a little bit short, averaging about 20 points a game in his absence, still hovers through the season about 19 a game. So that looked like a crazy pass from Abdallah to Lawal. But Lawal has a 49-inch vertical. So when you got a dude that jumps like 50 inches in the air, you throw it anywhere around the rim and hope he can go get it.
Problem is he was coming down as the ball was going up. Conwell coming off the screen, tried to lay it off to Fru, and a takeaway again for the Hokies. And he just did it a minute ago. Jailen Bedford does it again from 3.
And Bedford's one of those guys that can get to the cup, and I like the fact that when he's got the ball, you can go and get a bucket. Does a good job of getting that little separation and knock down that 3 ball.
Nice backdoor feed and rejected.
Virginia Tech doing a great job of being able to guard their yard. And you don't see a lot of blow-bys in this game. And then they're able to finish. They've got shot blockers, and then again, trying to get out in transition. Louisville doing a good job getting back.
Abdallah's a little strong on the fadeaway. Louisville with the ball, leading by 1, 6:20 to go until halftime. Again, nice cut to the basket and a nice bounce pass from the big fella.
And good pass by Khalifa to Roger in the back cut. Virginia Tech is doing a great job on McNeely and Conwell on being able to face guard them and not allowing them to come out and come off with those threes. Louisville being really patient, get that backdoor cut.
Oh boy.
Bad intentions and just couldn't finish it.
And Conwell leaves a 5-on-4. Khalifa, he can shoot. And a little strong. And a foul underneath against Virginia Tech. That'll be on Hammond. For Hammond, that's his second now with 5:43 to go until halftime. You're watching CW Courtside Saturday, presented by Allstate. You're in good hands. Back end of our doubleheader. It was tight for a while in Durham. And then the Blue Devils rolled over Wake Forest, 90-69, the final big story in the ACC today. North Carolina roars back from a 16-point deficit to shock Virginia in Charlottesville, Carolina's largest road comeback in 12 years.
And Hubert Davis's program, they need that. They dropped 2 on the West Coast to Stanford and Cal. Huge win for them. And like I say, right around this January time, as you get to the end of the month, you'll see a lot of jockeying for a lot of teams, a log jam, a lot of teams hovering around 3-3 in the conference.
Don't be surprised. Fru has a beautiful stroke. He's only attempted 5 of those all year long, but when you watch him in warm-up, he's got a nice stroke.
And here's the thing, when you got big guys like that can knock down the 3, you're going to go to the lobby to coach and say, Coach, did you see my stroke, baby? I need more plays to get me wide open.
And a takeaway, but a foul. That was after the takeaway.
And if you're Virginia Tech, you cannot afford these type of turnovers. This pace of the game right now, it favors you right now. You talk about a little under 5 minutes left to go. Louisville's only got 23 points. This is a team that averages about 88 points. They want to track meet. They want to get up and down. Right now, what you want to do is you want to grind this out. You have to value the basketball.
The Cardinals began the year at 7-0, including a big win over in-state rival Kentucky. Then they lost at Arkansas by 9, but came back with a win against Indiana. They lost at Tennessee, won a couple of games in a row, but it was a game against Memphis where Brown got hurt.
What a block by Lawal on that weak side help.
Ooh, boy. Shoot can't believe that was called. And that is his third personal already.
Tom, we talk about this defense from Virginia Tech. Watch Lawal comes over. Hadley thought he had an easy layup. He comes over, we talk about that vertical. And one of the things that Virginia Tech has been able to do to keep this game close, even though they haven't shot the ball well, is their half-court defense has been really, really good.
Isaiah Pasha checks in for the first time, sophomore out of Harrisburg, Virginia. Conwell in and out. And the rebound to Hammond, is playing with 2 fouls. This guy gets hot, look out.
And he's been feeling it. He's the guy that's really been carrying the offense for Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech did a good job of getting to their third option, allow Bedford to be able to get that little runner.
Conwell thought about it, trapped, nice bounce pass, and a foul from behind against Louisville. So a timeout on the floor, 3:54 until halftime, and the Cardinals in front of the Hokies, 23-19.
I'm the guy sitting next to your girl on the kiss cam.
This game just got a lot.
They won't get up and down, and they have it where they're putting a lot of pressure. Already 10 of their 23 points in the paint, and how they do that is they try to come out. Anybody that gets that rebound, you're out and running. You want to keep your head up and advance that ball, and when you got your best player and Mikel Brown Jr. helping you out, it makes it a lot easier for guys to eat and them to get going early. And you see season 15 seconds per possession. It's the second fastest in the conference. That's moving.
Yeah, and we mentioned that this starting lineup that they've gone back to, Louisville, Brown, Hadley, Conwell, McNeely, and Fru, 7-1. Their only loss was the game against Arkansas. They've only lost one time with Brown. 4-4 without him. Talked to Pat Kelsey before the game today. He said, look, I don't know how long he can go. He's going to be a little bit winded. He just came back to practice this week.
Well, and you could tell by the way he's playing, you don't seem like he's at any type of setback right now. And going back to this Louisville team, you know, right now 24 points with just a little bit under 4 minutes. Like I said, this pace really favors Virginia Tech. And we talked about this is a team that's #1 in the conference and how they defend the three. And so they've done a good job of being able to limit Louisville on those wide open threes. And they've done a good job of being able to lock up possessions and get the defensive rebound.
It's a rare miss early on in this one for Bedford. McNeely going to let it fly. In and out. And Fru rips it out of there after Lawal had a hand on it. Conwell drains a three.
And you know the best time to shoot a three is on the offensive rebound. You saw Fru do a good job of being into Conwell, and you know Conwell does not need much time to get that baby up.
Conwell just came about roughly 100 miles south from Cincinnati, where he started Xavier, an All-Big East performer, a year ago. And then a push underneath. I think they're going to get Woolley. So they've done a nice job in this game on Hansberry. His only point came from the free throw line.
Well, you know that he's one of those guys that wants to put his head down and try to get to the basket, and I think that the bigs from Louisville have done a good job of being able to put up a wall around him, and they have not allowed him to get easy looks, and then what they're doing, they're sealing him and not allowing him to get the offensive board as well.
Well, they're mismatched somewhere, and they're trying to find him against a smaller defender, and still can't get a field goal to fall. He is Virginia Tech's leading scorer.
Oh, man, good block by Lawal.
Came out of nowhere.
Talking about going above with a pogo stick. Watch Lawal. I talked about that 50-inch vertical. This is what it looks like, Tom Brenneman. Go ahead and get that out of there. Man.
Yeah, he is some kind of athlete. Transfer senior from VCU. Averaged 12 points, 7 rebounds last year, right about that mark this year. Hadley to the basket, and And it'll fall. He'll head to the free throw line.
And great move by Hadley, and understand that this is one of those guys that comes with his lunch pail. Like the fact that with his last time, you swing the ball over there, frees the defender with a pump fake, and goes right for the chest. Absorbs that contact for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Hadley well-traveled. He started at Northeastern, went to Indian Hills Community College, Colorado a couple of years. Now his second year of Louisville. He started every game for the Cardinals last season. Like to invite you to stick around. Halftime presented by Subaru. Love, it's what makes Subaru Subaru. We'll get a recap from Tom Wormy and Mike Jaminski. The G-Man back on his home turf today at Cameron Indoor Stadium. And we'll tell you about next weekend's triple header. That and more, all coming up on the Subaru Halftime Report.
Going back to Javon Hadley, when you're Pat Kelsey and you look like the type of dudes that you want to have in your program, obviously you want dudes that can play defense. You want guys that can help you with your pace. But Javon Hadley is one of those guys that's going to always play hard. He does the dirty work.
Yep.
When you look at right now, we talked about the fact that Hansberry has not been able to get going. It's that matchup, and Hadley has done a good job of being able to stay in front of him, match the physicality, and then when you need a guy to get up and give you a bucket, you see that. He makes those little plays, the 50-50 balls, and he comes up and plays big for this team.
Well, he's got 4 points in the game. He averages 11 along with 5 rebounds. Outstanding defender, just a rock-solid player.
And here's what it was. If you're Virginia Tech, this game is starting to get away from you. It was close. 11 points. You got to go ahead and continue to space run your offense. You got to get some finishes around the basket. Right now, as you see, they go for an alley-oop for Lawal, comes up short. Oh, man.
Oh, man is right. That back looks like it's doing okay.
And you know what? Brown said, he said, don't let the smooth face fool you. You allow me to go up, man. I'm kissing the rim to the upper room.
Well, he is much taller than you think he is because he's a point guard, but he's 6'5".
And he goes up.
Yes, he does. He is some kind of player, and only a freshman. Offensive rebound. Virginia Tech in desperate need of a basket. And able to get another offensive rebound. And they throw it away.
Mikel Brown Jr. said, Tom Brennan, you want to know how my back is feeling? It's feeling quite nice right now. Jump off the opposite leg. And again, you know I can shoot the three, but you know what? I got a little bounce a little bit to go with it.
They're on a 14-2 run, a 9-0 run. To open up now a 13-point lead. And that'll be a foul.
Again, we talked about Virginia Tech and how they need to get some buckets. Louisville has amped up their defense. If you watch them, they understand that this Virginia Tech team can shoot the three, but they're not one of the league leaders, and so they're locking down that paint. They're cutting off their options to penetrate, and they're doing a great job of being able to fly around, and Virginia Tech is not getting anything easy. You see, they've got guys out there handling the ball. They got to find a way to get a guy like that, and hopefully he can get going. And Bedford is that dude that has knocked down the three, keeping this game close.
He has 10, including 3 three-pointers in the game. He's had a weird year. He started the season double figures, 4 of 6 games. That's a forced shot there, but he got his own rebound. Kicks it to Conwell, who buries it.
And if you're Mike Young, you got to be upset with your team because you had a forced shot by Mikel Brown Jr. He gets the rebound and gets it out for Conwell for an uncontested 3 to expand this lead back up to 13.
And Conwell watches as Woolley lays it in. I mean, the Cardinals are rolling. 5 seconds left until halftime. Pasha to the basket, rejected, and that's the way the half will come to an end.
Louisville can get what they want. You talked about that run that Louisville had. Virginia Tech's got to find a way to use defense to manufacture some offense.
Lob into Fru, and that's too easy.
And good pass by Hadley on the backside of the defense to get the ball up to Fru. And a lot of times for a big guy, put it up where he can keep it high. And Fru did a good job of being able to finish the basket.
Sananda Fru is a junior from Berlin, Germany. But a big-time fine for these Cardinals. They'll have another year of eligibility. You know, you look at the top two scorers on this Virginia Tech team, and they've combined for 1 point in the game. McNeely in and out.
And yeah, Hansberry's got to find a way to get going. I thought that he had some really good looks, just couldn't finish. They got to find a way to get him rolling. Good rotation and good active hands by Hadley.
Hansberry averages almost 16. You got Lowell, who averages 13 and 1 point combined. And that's a push-off underneath on Javon Hadley.
And good job by Hammond on fronting, because you saw him at 5'11". He realized that he could not play behind Hadley. Hadley just had to seal him off. And look, give him a little bit of a nudge. Now it gives the Hokies an opportunity to have a play.
17-point lead for Louisville. Excellent defense by McNeely, not going for that ball fake. Short on the three-point try by Adalis. We told you Fru's got a nice stroke. He made one in the first half, not this time.
Yeah, big fella said that if I make the first one and you leave me wide open, it's guaranteed I'm going up, I'm going to give myself a chance.
Hansberry working on the smaller McNeely. And that'll be an offensive foul.
And frustration foul by Hansberry. You talked about the fact that he couldn't get anything to go. And then McNeely does a good job of being able to follow up. And then what he did is he lowered that shoulder and came across the side there. And then McNeely did a good job of being able to sell it. And the Oscar goes to...
Louisville with 7 minutes left to go in the first half, had a 1 point lead, 18-17. But then that 19-5 run, the difference in this one. And the fact that Virginia Tech, I'm looking at you saying Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech shot almost 40% from three-point land. On 2-point shots, Mike Young's team was 3 for 20.
And because Louisville's done a good job of being able to bottle that paint, when you see Brown Jr. come in, if he had hit that off-balance three, this place would have exploded.
Brown Jr. can't believe that is a foul.
And they may want to look at this if you're Pat Gilchrist, because watch Bedford. He gets ready to go up ill intent. I don't see any contact. It seemed that he was not expecting, maybe unless they got Hadley on the swipe behind.
Now you can challenge certain calls, but not every call. And to the line, this is not one of them. Bedford, he's a cop, she's a cop. Together they're unstoppable. CW Hit Series Wildcards returns all new season. Season 3, Monday, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, right here on the CW. And Bedford getting his first 2 points of this second half. Virginia Tech's first 2 points. He has 13 in the game.
And he's got 13 of the 24. And again, we talk about the fact that he's got to find someone to give some offense.
And a takeaway coming the other way, Bedford. Virginia Tech's going to need a pile of those to get back into this one. Bedford working on McNeely. Lowell did not score in the first half. Hansberry did not score a field goal in the first half. Still doesn't have one. Short by Hammond on the 12-footer. Conwell leads the Cardinals with 8. What a move. Oh, my, Mikel Brown.
And that's what they have been missing, is a guy like that, because you want to understand by NBA scouts so how this kid, his ability to be able to blow by, finish at the rim through contact with the offhand. And again, a little bit of a hezzy, catches him flat-footed and says, you know what, man, I am back. I know you guys miss me. The babyface assassin is in the building.
Well, you're not lying. He is now the leader in points with 9, trying to make it 10. First trip to the line where he's an 84% free throw shooter.
And here's one of the things that I really like by Mikel Brown Jr. is that this is a guy that oozes talent, but he's able to get his within the flow. Talked about the fact that he averages 6 assists a game, and he basically plays within everything and makes sure he gets his teammates rolling.
4th three-pointer of the game by Jailen Bedford.
And Jailen Bedford said, hey, you know what? I'm going to keep you guys afloat. And last time, better job by Hadley. Realized that he had Hammond there. Realized that he had a smaller guy. He was able to seal him. They do a good job of leading him to the basket. Virginia Tech's got to understand they can't leave Hammond down there on the island.
44-27 in favor of Louisville. Well, rather than going up, Lowell tried to kick it out. It's taken away. And a travel by Woolley. Pat Kelsey's team back at full strength and playing like it.
Let's go, bud. Hurry up. Come on.
Commonwealth of Kentucky, no different than a large chunk of the United States under a major snowstorm watch today and tomorrow. They moved up the start time of this game as we did the first game of our doubleheader. We were supposed to start here about 3:45 with a nightcap at Duke at 5:45. The Duke game went off at noon, and we moved up to 2:15. I saw down the road in Lexington, they started that game at UK. I know Louisville fans don't want to hear about that, but they started that game at 11 o'clock this morning.
That Arctic blast has not been affecting Louisville in this second half, but right now for Virginia Tech, Bedford's 5 for 12. The rest of the team, a dismal 4 for 25.
That's a guy I'm surprised they haven't used a little bit more today. And Dorn, he is a monster, a freshman from Hamburg, Germany.
They did a good job, got the ball to Dorn. He was able to dislodge Khalif and then be able to finish at the rim.
Fouls on number 77, Dorn. That's his first.
So here's what I will tell you is that with a little bit more than 15 minutes left to go, Tom, for Virginia Tech, you're down by 15. You're going to crawl back in this thing with your defense. At times you've seen them be able to really stifle the offense from Louisville. And then what you have to do is you got to continue to press that paint, make that ball pop. But then you want to generate some offense by getting some stops and try to get in transition.
McNeely off the screen, head fake.
That's too good.
Knocks it down.
And if you shoot, you got to understand that when you got
system needed to clear out space for the fall, they called the leader in mobile storage, Eagle Leasing. We supplied clean, watertight.
Give you that pump fake, let you fly by, and then he sets his feet and gets that 3 to go.
Led the ACC in three-point shooting a season ago at Virginia. Dorn got his hand on it, and Last touched it. McNeely, historically, is one of the best shooters from three-point land in NCAA history.
And watch this next play, and you see Shu come in there, he's like, oops, excuse me, see you in a minute. Puts the ball on the deck, allows him to line that baby up and gets it to drop. And again, he is one of those guys that they're going to continue to run plays for him, and you have to stay glued to his hip.
Nice screen, and McNeely lays it in.
But it was the pin down action on the opposite side because you're trying to trail him thinking he's going to come for a curl for a 3. You follow him, and he comes right into a lane, wide open, and gets to the basket.
Largest lead of the game, 20 for the Cardinals. And that's the first field goal of the game. It comes from downtown by Hansberry.
And maybe that will get him going. He has not been able to get anything close to the basket. It's a wide open 3. And sometimes for a guy that's struggling, see that basketball get in, it may give you a little bit of a heads up to get going.
Wide open in the corner is Shoot. And he knocks in a 3.
And 5 consecutive points by Virginia Tech, and I talked about that's what you want. Good defensive possessions, and then you get something to go. Right now, cut that lead down to 14. Need another stop.
Yeah, back-to-back 3s. But too easy there for Javon Hadley.
Hadley was able to freeze Hansborough that last time. A little bit of a threat to shoot the ball, and then gets the quick blow-by.
Closing in on the 13-minute mark. Dribbled it off his foot. 2-on-2 the other way. And Kobe Rogers has his third basket, first in the second half.
That'd be frustrating for Mike Young. You do not want to in the middle trying to get a run as he calls a timeout to try to get his troops together. Louisville continues to be able to press forward.
Well, Mike Young's team on the ropes on the road at Louisville. 12:53 to go.
Three-point shooter wide open to the basket. You saw, watch the little pin down by Isaac McNeely, normally coming off for a three-point shot, realizes that, oh, I'm wide open at the bucket. Looks like he wanted to go up there for a little bit of a tip dunk right there. And again, we've talked about the fact that this Louisville team and what they've been able to do, expand this lead with how they've been able to lock up Virginia Tech. That spacing and touching the paint has really created issues for them. And when you got guys in Conwell and McNeely and then Mikel Brown Jr., they have come out and they have blown this team wide open.
Lead stands at 18. Hokies have the ball. Hansberry into the paint and left-handed got it to go down.
Hansberry realized that he didn't have anybody to pass the ball to and then was one-on-one and decided to put the ball on the floor.
Brown drains a three.
And if you're a Hammond, you got to realize that a guy like that, you have to make sure that you stay attached to the defense. You've got to show on that pick you cannot allow him to walk into that three.
First game back, he's played a lot of minutes here, maybe more than we even thought he might. He only practiced Monday and Tuesday this week. They had an off day and then practiced the last 2 days. Yesterday, more of a walkthrough. And he has 13 points. And Hammond buries a three.
A good pass by Abdallah over to Hammond. And again, you see Virginia Tech finding some offense. Now what you have to do is kind of get some stops. Louisville right now has been able to get whatever they wanted.
Offensive rebound. Can't get it. Got another one. Rejected. And look at Hansberry run the floor. And then he missed a layup.
A missed opportunity. You had a chance to cut this lead down to 14.
That's a foul, I think, away from the ball. That'll be the under 12 timeout. Louisville 56, Virginia Tech 40 on CW courtside Saturday, presented by Allstate. 30 Eastern, 10:30 Pacific, only on the CW.
Good block. Oh, my God.
Oh. You think?
Louisville tried to run that elevator play for McNeely, and then Wall just said, oh, no, I'm not having that. Man, we'll sent that into the third row.
That was on its way to the Indiana border, which, of course, is right across the river.
I'm looking at where you see that Louisville's up by 16, and for Virginia Tech, you got to continue to play your defense. You see good pass over to Khalifa.
And he'll shoot a three and knock it in.
How many times do you see one of the best three-point shooters in college basketball set up a big 7-footer for the three? And good setup by McNeely to get Khalifa wide open, uncontested.
Tell you what, he can shoot it out there now. He's 17 of 37 from three-point land on the year, Khalifa is. So both of these big guys are more than capable of knocking in a three. Boy, the nightmare that creates for a defense, right?
Absolutely. Here's what happens when you get the Dirk Nowinskis of the game, and then you got big fellas like, you know what? Forget playing in the post, man. I'm hanging out by the three. He strikes a pose, make sure that he leaves it, gets to follow through. And again, this is what makes this Louisville team good. We talked about when they've got all their parts and pieces. You know, earlier in the season, they were just steamrolling teams. And like I say, this Virginia Tech team, they have not been able to get the offense going. But right now, a lot of it is that the fact that you see a good penetration and finish. Bedford has really been cooking. But Louisville right now, they're rolling right now.
Yeah, Bedford has 18. They don't have anybody else in double digits. In and out. Closing in on the 10-minute mark. And it's been, since it was 18-17, at the 7-minute mark in the first half, it's been all Louisville. Shoot, man, can he fill it up.
And that's a guy that, if you're Mike Young, you continue to try to get stops. You leave him in here because he can catch fire really fast. Doesn't need much time, and he is a flat-out shooter. You see good penetration again. Mikel Brown Jr. continue to put on a show. Like I said, we've seen him. He's got good bounce. I think the elevation on that jump shot. Watch this move right now. He gets a little herky-jerky right there. Gets that big gap. It's like, oops, now you see me, now you don't. Absorbs the call, and he was like, you know what? You can get that one out of the bottom of the net. And again, absorb the contact, and that lets me know right there that when he's able, he's like, yeah, baby, I am feeling it. You think it's cold outside? It's kind of spicy up in here.
Well, if he hits this one, he hits his season average. And again, this is his first game back in over 2 months. He was injured, a back injury in a bad fall against Memphis. They thought, okay, bad fall, maybe, tweaked it. He's going to be all right. It just didn't get better. And so he did not play. He virtually did not practice after initially trying to come back from that back injury. And they just said, you know what, we're shutting him down. When he's ready, and man, he's ready.
And that's the thing, is that with a player of his talent and how he impacts this team, you want to err on the side of caution. And what you do is that you allow him to be able to take his time. This is still a relatively really good team without him. You talked about the fact that they were 4-4. They're 3-3 in the conference. You got plenty of time. You get him back and make sure that he's healthy. That takes this team to a totally different level. Not so much in the conference, but also nationally.
And when you look at the teams they lost to, I mean, look, they got beaten triple over. They lost to Duke. They lost to Virginia. Those are two of the top teams in the conference. There are others, but I mean, they're two of the top teams in the ACC this year. So it's not like they're losing to, maybe some of the bottom feeders so far.
And the other loss was on the road at Stanford. That's proven that that's a tough place to play, especially when they're at home.
How about this game by Jailen Bedford?
Bedford said, you know what, we still got plenty of time, and his ability to score and knock down that three, they're still hovering right there in striking distance, right there at 14.
I think it's going to be an offensive foul.
Fouls on number 13, Fru. That's his second.
It's going to be against, I believe they got Sananda.
And watch this play again by Virginia Tech. You occupy the defense. Bedford realizes that what he'll do is freeze you right there, knocks down that three. Virginia Tech's got an opportunity. You get a bucket right now, you can make this thing interesting.
Trail 62-48, and a forced shot. That was actually a pass to Wow. He's got to score down there with his jumping ability, but great defense, and they call a foul on Hadley. Looked like pretty good D, but maybe got him on the arm on the way up.
And I thought it was, and if you're Louisville, as well as you shoot the ball, you just got to go ahead and go straight up. Hadley does a good job right there, and then you see he swipes at the ball there, and maybe they call him on the swipe because I didn't think on the challenge much of a foul. Now Virginia Tech, you got an opportunity now to cut this game down to 12 if you make both free throws.
Nope. Your favorite board games are now your favorite game shows. All new seasons of Trivial Pursuit hosted by LeVar Burton. Scrabble hosted by Craig Ferguson. On now every Thursday, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, right here on the CW. Wow misses them both with a clock stopped, and then a foul will be whistled against Bedford going for the rebound.
What does your Scrabble game look like? I bet you.
Not good. No.
That's surprising.
No.
I would imagine that, man. You probably got some really good words.
Not good. Most of the words I use, you can't play with your kids. Unfortunately. That would be you. You're the engineering guy. What are you talking about?
Hey, my Scrabble game is quite nice, man.
God.
Hey, man, it's really competitive in the Oliver household with Scrabble, man.
Is that right?
Yeah, I got a teenager, man, and sometimes, when she's trying to hit me with these words, and she's like, this is a word. This is because we play Scrabble with English and Italian, and so with the Italian words, man.
You met your bride when you were playing overseas.
I did. They double team me. The Oliver household can be really competitive in Scrabble.
Now that would be fun, playing it both in English and in Italian. That's good stuff. you take a look at, Virginia Tech offensively, clearly. The three-point shot has been there today all day. It's everything else.
And a lot of we talked about the fact that they've got to find a way to manufacture points, and they've done a good job with doing that because, again, Bedford has been one of those guys that's been that bright spot offensively for them. But you're talking about right now, you're down 14, and you're still talking under 9 minutes in this game. You string together a couple of stops, and they've got guys that can really score. You just need someone else outside of Bedford to give you some offense. Imperative that you get these stops right now for this offense for Louisville.
Well, they're going to put it in the hands of Mikel Brown. His first game back in 2 months. He has 16 points. Hadley got bumped by Lowell. And I think that's a 17 foul. So, yes, the rest of the way, it'll be the 1-and-1 for now. When we get to 10, of course, we go into the double bonus.
And if you're Lowell, you cannot allow your frustration from not having a really good offensive day kind of impact your overall. You have to make some really good plays defensively on Hadley, defend without fouling.
I'm going to go by Hadley. You're watching CW Courtside Saturday, presented by Allstate. You're in good hands. Just another solid, quietly solid game by Javon Hadley. Brian was talking about him earlier. He's got 11 points in the game.
And he's your do-everything kind of. Every team needs a guy like that that's going to play defense, that's going to be able to put the ball on the floor, that's going to get rebounds, that's going to be your leader, the guy that's going to ignite the team and get stops. And he has been that team for Pat Kelsey's last 2 years.
Well, he's right on his season averages with 8 minutes to go. 11 points, 5 rebounds. Shot clock down to 7. Hammond in the land of the Giants lays it off to Lowell. Man, can he elevate. First basket, though.
And great steal by Lowell. And I like the fact that with his athleticism, how high he goes up, you get a steal and you just go straight up. Nobody is getting that shot.
Well, let's see if Virginia Tech can, now at the 8-minute mark, get a little bit closer. Trailing by 14, not over yet.
We got a game.
Now all of a sudden creeping closer after the 3 by Hansberry.
Virginia Tech, again, they stand disciplined to their defense. Right now, you get a chance to make this thing interesting. Another turnover by Louisville. You see big guys want to get out and shoot. And we talked about the fact that this Virginia Tech team needed somebody to get scoring. You pass up a good shot for the better shot, and your man Hansberry lines it up and says, get it out the bottom of the net. This lead is down to 11.
Single-digit margin. Louisville led 27-19 with 3 minutes left in the first half. But now this flurry of threes by Virginia Tech has the Hokies within 11.
And you and I talked about the fact that one of the ways for them to get back in the game was to get some stops and make some shots. They've come in the second half, and they have been lighting it up. That first half, they struggled. But in the second half, 7 for 8 from behind the arc. You and I talked about Jailen Bedford being able to carry this team until someone joined in. Well, guess what? His teammates kind of woke up, and now what you've gotten is that you're only down by 11 with an opportunity now to cut further into that lead.
Full court pressure for the first time we've seen it from Louisville today. And now they'll just drop back after they put it in the hands of Hammond.
And here's what I will tell you is that Hammond's done a good job with that double pick and roll of being able to probe the paint and then force that help. And they've done a good job of being able to move the Louisville defense and pass up good shots for better shots.
Another 3.
Man,
and another made 3, and all of a sudden here come the Hokies.
Do you remember at one time out, Hansberry was over and got a scolding from Mike Young. I'm curious what he said to him because he's got him, as you see Fru come in to be able to play through the contact and kind of offset that run by Virginia Tech.
That was a much-needed bucket for the Cardinals, stretching the lead back to 10.
Hey, we talked about Hansberry and the fact that he was standing. He was like, I can't get anything inside. Let me drift outside and get the 3-ball going. And then when you get the big fella comes through, gets that ball, handles it well, plays through, and Lowell cannot stop from fouling him. Fru's had a good afternoon as well for Louisville.
Yeah, he's a nice player. 2 of 3 from the line is Fru. And after the 3, they get a old-school 3-point play. Fru has 9 points and 9 rebounds.
And you see, I like the play, though, because, again, you go back to that double pick and roll. Big fella runs. Oh!
And Lowell rejects it into the stands. What a great look that was by Brown.
And you see Pat Kelsey over there asking for a foul. But watch the pass ahead by Brown, and you see Fru goes up, and then Lowell was like, nah, not at all. And you see, watch this, see if there's any contact.
I think there might be.
Yeah, a little bit, and you hear
that looked like
faithful.
Yeah, that looked like some collision we saw last Monday night in the national championship game.
Pat Kelsey over there upset, but again, you're Mike Young. This is the type of response that you want from your team right now.
Fru tried to come underneath on the other side, and a foul will go against Tech.
I think they're going to call goaltending
okay.
on that shot from Fru. Maybe Lowell went up and touched it once he hits the backboard. Mike Young's over there talking to his staff. He's not convinced. And watch right here. And Fru was able to position himself, gets that ball on the backboard, and then Lowell slaps that backboard. But I'm going to tell you, that little double pick and roll action that they've been running, I would continue to run that until Louisville stops them.
So now the lead is at 13. Oh my gosh, what a game for Jailen Bedford. He has 24 points in this game.
And it has been his ability to knock down that three. That last one, I almost bought a logo. Cut this lead down to 10.
I was talking early in the season, 4 of his first 6 games, he goes for double figures as Brown answers at the other end.
And this is weird. He's a gamer. This is the guy that you want. When you want it, you need a bucket. Put it in your best player's hands. We've talked about Mikel Brown Jr. and his ability to go and rise to the moment.
He has 12 points in the second half, 19 in the game to lead Louisville. It's hard to believe Bedford went 7 straight games this year without getting into double figures, the way he's played tonight. Caught a break there. Should have been a turnover. Hammond had to fire it up with a shot clock at 1.
Good defensive possession by Louisville, not allowing Virginia Tech to get downhill and force them into that contested shot.
Conwell has not scored here in the second half, but it's been the Mikel Brown Jr. and Sananda Fru story. No sooner do we say it, there he is.
You know what? On your way home, you stop and get your lottery ticket. You just called that one right up, dialed it right up for Conwell. Comes off that pin down. Opportunity to get a 4-point play.
Well, you know he knew he hadn't scored.
Well, and watch this pin down. Fru comes down, and then the last thing you want to do is get underneath. You see Hammond underneath, and then Conwell knocks down that 3-point shot. And that was a momentum shifter for them because Virginia Tech, what you saw is that momentum was starting to shift in their way. Conwell comes up, knocks down this 3, an opportunity for a 4-point play.
Yeah, you feel like they've sort of survived the storm. Now, there's still 5:11 left. A lot of things can happen. But they survived that run.
They did because Virginia Tech had gotten this thing down to 10 points. You see Conwell come out, and you change one 3-point sniper for another, and McNeely comes in.
Conwell will leave, and McNeely right back in there. Virginia Tech trailing by 17.
They want to get the ball in a while. Hadley did a good job of denying that pass.
And Hammond rattles in a 3.
And man, how about Virginia Tech in this second half, Tom, and how they have been able to get that 3 ball going. They definitely have used this as a weapon to keep this game within striking distance.
Yeah, 10 of 14 in the second half. They've hit 15 3-pointers in this game. When's the last time you saw a team hit 15 threes and be down by 14 points?
Well, here's the thing is that their ability to knock down, and see someone lost their shoe right there. Looks like that was McNeely.
Brown has played a lot of minutes in this game. For a guy that has not played in a real game since he was injured against Memphis on the 13th of December.
Well, that goes to show is that probably Pat Kelsey and his coaching staff wanted to make sure that he was able to come out here without minute restrictions, without any type of hesitation. Again, he's not shown any type of ill effect, because you watch his lift, his ability to play through some contact and finishing at the rim. He doesn't look like he's having any kind of setbacks or any type of problems.
You know, it's interesting. We were talking with Pat Kelsey. Louisville is supposed to travel tomorrow to go to Duke. And that game is scheduled right now for Monday night. It makes you wonder if they're going to play that game. Pat Kelsey said they've already been told by their, plane company, their charter, that they don't think they're getting out of here tomorrow.
Right.
So maybe they have to travel day of game Monday. But with the snow expected in a place like, say, Raleigh, that's not used to having a foot of snow, we'll see.
And here's the thing is that you never know with delays and being on the plane. That thing can impact your legs again. And for a team like this that wants to get up and down, interested to see how things work out. And you see Lowell coming up short. I don't want to see him try to bully McNeely. I like to see him just take one dribble and just jump over and just put that ball in the rim.
Conwell back in there, steps back. Man, is that smooth.
That was smooth, and what he did. And Hammond did a good job of playing defense. Conwell just stepped back and realized all he needs to do is tee that bad boy up. A soft shot by Hammond to get inside, realized that Khalifa was not going to come out. Was able to get a little bit of a giant killer right there.
It's been 42-42 each team in the second half. A lot of offense. Remember, our halftime score was 37-22. And each team with 42 points in this half and still 3 minutes to go.
Good defense by Lowell that time when Hadley on the penetration was able to stop him from getting all the way to the basket.
Still down 15. Shoot, thought he was going to let it fly. Hammond will.
Good pass by Shoot. That three ball has been something ugly for Mike Young and his basketball team. Right now, you keep getting that three ball going, Tom Brenneman. And again, you have guys like Louisville is able to sit back and keep it calm. McConnell said, hey, I got you. Still up by 12.
Look ahead to a week from tomorrow, a CW women's doubleheader. Number 8 Louisville. Watch them before the men's game today. Man, they are good. Heading out west to take on Cal. And then Notre Dame, led by Hannah Hidalgo, takes on perennial power Stanford. CW women's hoops double dip next Sunday, 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific, only on the CW. When are we going to be calling your daughter's name in the ACC?
Hopefully soon, man. Shout out to my little hooper, Hayden Oliver, man. She is a sophomore at Campbell High School. Shout out to the Lady Spartans. They've had a pretty good season.
Well, what is pretty good? What does that mean?
Yeah, you know what?
You former athletes, you guys are very under
she's
low
got a
key
chance.
on that
Hey,
stuff.
man, you got to understand, with this group, this teenagers group, I got to keep her modest, man. Because she's going to already tell me that she's coming after me. She's like, Daddy, I thought you were nice when you were in high school. I might be able to take a run. I'm like, hey, slow your roll.
That's right. Well, what's the team record? How are they doing?
You know what? I got to think. They played last night. I don't know how they won last night. I think they were like 14 and maybe 3 or something like that.
Nothing wrong with that.
They played in some Christmas tournaments. They go out and they go get it. They've got a really good coach in Randy McClure, and they're one of the top teams in the state.
Love it.
They're one of they go after the smoke. I like them. I like the way they play.
Love it. Love it.
And at the line will be number 0, Mikel.
What a return game it has been for Mikel Brown Jr., the freshman out of Orlando, Florida.
We often talk about him and how he impacts this game. Love how he's come in.
Well, he is our Progressive Insurance Player of the Game.
And when you look at how he's been able to hit the ground running, you knew it was going to be a special afternoon when he hits his first shot down that 3. And you see his stat line, the 20 points, 7 of 11, had 3 threes. And I like the fact that not only with the scoring, we've talked about him, how he's able to impact this game with getting his teammates, push that pace. And you can tell that this team is a totally different team when he's on the floor because he uplifts them.
Progressive offers 24/7 protection when you bundle auto, home, and motorcycles. Learn more at progressive.com. Takeaway by Hammond and rejected by Conwell, but a foul.
Man, every time you think that this Louisville team is going to blow this thing wide open, in this second half, you've seen Virginia Tech. They're a scrappy bunch. Hammond comes up with that steal, tries to challenge Conwell. Conwell goes up. Now still with an opportunity. This game with 2 minutes, we've seen stranger things happen. 13 points. And the fact that this Virginia Tech already a season-high 16 threes, that three ball has definitely kept them in the game.
Well, you don't need to tell Virginia Tech about how leads can get away. I mean, they were up 4 points at SMU with 8 seconds left in the game. 8 seconds, up 4. They had a turnover. SMU got a 2. They missed the front end of 2 1-and-1s, and then Boopy Miller hit that 48-footer, a three-pointer to win the game. They nearly blew a 9-point lead with 1 minute left the other night against Syracuse.
And you and I talked about this. You know, they're sitting at 4-3 as they extend their pressure. They could easily be 7-0 because outside of that, they lose a game by 1 at Stanford.
Yep.
And then they have that other loss at Wake by 3 points. So you talk about this team going in this game could be really at the top of the conference at 7-0.
Yep, a combined 3 losses. There are only 3 losses before today, it looks like, by a combined 5 points.
Oh, man, that's too good.
I tell you what, I know that Brown is our MVP, but this guy right here, Fru, he's had a double-double, 3rd time this year. He's a force now.
He is. 13 points, 10 rebounds. But the play before, if you saw him, I'm going to ask to see that one again because he literally, shot clock goes down, he dances with the ball, breaks the paint, and then puts it up there where your big can get it. Man.
Fru has 13 points to go with 10 rebounds. 9 of his points have come in the second half. And with 1:05 left to go, Louisville will just slow it down en route to its 14th win of the season. But more importantly, they get Mikel Brown Jr. back. And they've only lost 1 time this year when he was in the lineup. That was against Arkansas all the way back in December, early December.
Nail in the coffin. Nail in the coffin. And when you see again, we talk about the hockey assist. That last time, the pass over to Fru. Fru gets it over to Hadley for that wide open 3.
Bucket by Gerdak. And this will run it down. Shot clock is off. Final 20 seconds of the game. So Mikel Brown Jr. was injured against Memphis back in the middle of December. He missed the last 8 games where the team went 4-4 without him. He comes back today, and they put 85 on the board in an 85-71 win over Virginia Tech. And